Even she didn't think she could do it, but Kelly Kulick proved she more than belonged at the Tournament of Champions in Vegas, rolling over Mika Koivuniemi and then Chris Barnes on the way to a historic victory. The first time ever that a woman had triumphed over a man in a major professional sporting event. Rob Stone, Randy Peterson back here live with you from Baltimore, Maryland. There's a live look at your 3-seed, Chris Barnes, Player of the Year in 07-08. Step ladder has been updated, and he will take on Brad Angelo, your 4-seed here in match number 2. Angelo winning over the Big Nasty, Wes Malott, 207-192. Chris adding a late ball to the rack. Angelo will start us off here in match number 2. The winner of this one to take on PDW, Pete Weber, your number 2 seed. So Angelo only had 5 strikes in match number 1. And only 1 pair. Gets a strike there. Time now for the introduction of Chris Barnes.
He is a 12-time winner on the PBA Tour, including 2 majors. A member of Team USA, former PBA Rookie and Player of the Year from Double Oak, Texas. Please welcome Chris Barnes.
We talked last match about the challenging season that Wes Malott had. Ditto really for Chris Barnes. 3 times a runner-up this season, 0 victories. Messenger sails in front of the tent.
Rob, he's had 8 consecutive seasons of winning at least 1 title, so he still has today and the Japan Cup. He'd like to take care of that today, but I think that you and I both agreed yesterday in watching him on the Dick Weber oil pattern, that's probably the best we've seen him physically throw it all year.
He told us it's the best he's felt since last year's U.S. Open. And Chris Barnes lost to Mike Scroggins last year in the U.S. Open. Chris Barnes and Norm Duke were in the race for Player of the Year in the final event of the season at the U.S. Open. Mike Scroggins ended up being the spoiler, winning it all, giving the title to Wes Malott. Now one of these guys may step up and be the spoiler to Mike Scroggins' quest for Player of the Year later today.
Can't we all just get along?
Goes spare strike.
Hey, he looks good. He looks comfortable. I think he really likes his ball reaction. That's all about just staying in the moment and relying on what his feel was like yesterday and just trying to continue that same theme.
Brad Angelo up, making his first TV appearance since November 30th of last season, where he finished 3rd. Strike for Angelo.
Hey, Brad, it's Randy. Hey, how much has the oil pattern changed from game 1 to now?
I don't know that it changed from the end of game 1 until now, but it certainly has changed from when we took the lanes before we came on the air. You know, as I said, I'm pretty much, I'm probably 2 left of where I started, but my hand position has changed quite a bit. I can't roll it to get it off my hand. I got to make sure I get it through that spot. So hopefully we'll do what I can here.
Thanks, Brad. And Rob, he's going with a little bit more of a spin release to get it to push through the front part of the lane. Remember that the more you roll the bowling ball end over end, the more it's going to read the lane surface. The more you spin it, the more it's going to scoot through that front part of the lane.
Boom. 3 in a row for Angelo, and this tournament essentially concludes the PBA season. Yes, there's still the Japan Cup, but Player of the Year honors will be wrapped up. So we conclude one. We kick off another one tonight. Major League Baseball firing it up tonight. Yankees, Red Sox, live on ESPN2, 8 Eastern tonight. Coverage begins with Baseball Tonight at 7 in the New York and Boston markets, ESPN News will be on. Both those teams trying to take care of the Tampa Bay Rays in the AL East, the team to beat if you ask this guy.
You say that with such conviction and this huge smile.
America's team, the Tampa Bay Rays, baby. As Barnes steps up, bottom of the screen, you can see other finishers. Walter Ray Williams Jr. finishing 6th yesterday. Right through the nose was Barnes.
And how about Joe Ciccone? He needs a big week this week to secure an exempt spot. He was outside the number, and Joe steps up and finishes 10th. So congratulations to Joe Ciccone.
Terrible.
And this is real interesting to me, Rob. You hear Brad say that he has to kind of spin it a little bit more, change his release to get the ball to push through the front part of the lane. Chris Barnes, a notorious heavy hand, heavy rolling end-over-end guy. And so there's the mistake that you're going to see from Barnes when his ball reads too early. It's going through the nose. That was a great spare on the 3-6-9-10.
Chris, what are you seeing so far through 3 frames?
Well, compared to yesterday, they're a lot tighter down lane for me. So I'm struggling a little bit more to get the ball to face up. I've had to make some ball changes. I got 4 shots, and I'm trying to get them lined up here. But the right lane's a little bit tricky for me.